We are creating our Native American stamps today. You know, the last time you were in art, you got this worksheet and you filled in this worksheet with some really neat Native American designs and patterns. We looked at the Native American weavings of blankets and rugs, and we saw the colors, the lines, and the shapes that the Native Americans used. We took those shapes and we created our own patterns. What I want you to do is I want you to look at your worksheet and find one that you really like and then try and duplicate it on your cardboard. Now, let me say this. If you duplicate it exactly, that's great. If you look at it and you start working with the shapes of the foam on your piece of cardboard and you want to change it up a little bit, that's great too. Now, you're going to get a piece of cardboard. The first thing I want you to do on this cardboard is on the back, write your first name, last name, and your room code, which would be for either A, B, or C. Then you're going to turn it over. And this is what you're working with to create your stamp. On the supply table is this bin of foam shapes. This is the foam. I went to Michael's and bought foam shapes. Now, they've got lots of different shapes, but you are welcome to cut these and create your own shapes and shapes that you might need for what you are doing. Now, let me just tell you, there are lots of different colors, and you're going to be tempted to try and find all the same color and create. It doesn't matter what color these are, because once we create this, you are actually going to put paint on it and stamp it. So the only color that matters is the paint that you put on it. So I don't want you to worry about the colors of foam that you're putting on. The great thing about these foam pieces, if it has this white on the back, that means that it is sticky. It's a sticky back foam, and you can peel that off and just stick it down. Now that is great because you don't have to use glue, but some pieces I have do not have the sticky back. I'm going to go ahead and stick those two on. Do not have the sticky back. If you turn it over and it's the same on both sides, you know you're going to need to use glue. You can use a glue stick or you can use the Elmer's glue. I found the Elmer's glue, I think, sticks a little bit better, but you can use what works best for you. Now remember, I'm creating a pattern. I just put those two squares on, so I better go ahead and do the same. What I like to do is make it symmetrical and the same on both sides. So I'm going to go, what I did on this side, I'm going to go ahead and do on this side. Now you might be noticing, Mrs. Kearns, you're not following along with one of your patterns. You're right, I didn't, because I had those squares in my hands that I was showing you. But like I said, that's okay. If you want to branch off and just create a new design, now that you see these shapes, that is absolutely fine. And I am lucky enough that I'm using these sticky back pieces. Now, you might notice I have these long strips. I actually cut those special. They didn't come in the bin. I cut those special for my project. So remember, you may want to cut some special for yours. Like I've got this oval. Maybe you want to cut that in half and use that, you know, like this. Noticing how I'm creating a pattern. Maybe you want to put a circle in the middle. Your job today is to create your stamp for our Native American stamping and printing. Using the foam, you're going to glue everything down. Make sure everything's glued down really good, because we will be putting paint on here to be able to stamp with it. So, good luck. I know you're going to love creating your Native American stamps.